Today we're doing Imagine in the chord melody style. If you like the style of play, make sure you check out the chord melody playlist up here in the notes. While you're up there too, you could check out the link to Patreon and get printable tab for this lesson and all our chord melody and all our tutorials, links up here in the notes. New ukulele every Wednesday and Saturday. Subscribe if you like this kind of content. I'm losing my voice a little bit. Timestamps pinned in the first comment to help you stay organized with your learning, and my email's in the description if you want some one-on-one lessons. All right, ukulele brain attention span, follow me on in and let's break it down. Intro first. We're going to start off and we're going to use our thumb and our index finger to pluck the G and the open E string together. And the thumb comes down and plays the open C. Now this is a little counterintuitive because most of the time it would be C open first and then these two strings. So it's kind of a backwards groove, and that's part of the charm of it. You're going to pluck that 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 4th time, instead of the E string, drop your index finger down to the A and fret the 2nd fret of the A string. And you pluck those two together, and then your thumb will come down and grab the C. And this implies a nice change from a C to a C major 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Index finger, 1st fret of the E string, pluck that with your middle, and your middle finger pulls up on the open A. Thumb comes down on the C, and that's our new motion. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Open A string, hammer the 1st fret, and then play the 2nd fret with your middle finger. So you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and. Let's put these two together and let's try to play through them 2 times. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're into the verse. The first 4 measures are up, and it's an 8-bar idea. Oh no. So it's an 8-measure idea, and we're going to see something very similar in the next 4 measures. We'll start off with the open C with our thumb, and that implies the C chord. Then your ring fingers on the 3rd fret of the E string. Catch that on the offbeat. 1 and. Then on the 2, pinch them both together. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now we're going to play this 2nd fret of the A string, and we're going to strum, if you can, from the C string down. If you strum all 4 strings, that's fine. Either way it works. It's nice having that C in that bass, but either way it works. After that, you're going to come up and grab the 2nd fret again. And the reason we're using our middle fingers is because we're going to make an F chord, and we're going to strum through with our thumb all 4 strings and then pull off to an open A. So you get 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And in fact, go ahead and just strum all 4 strings. I already changed my mind on that. Adding that G makes it sound a little bigger. So we're going to strum through, pull off, index finger grabs that 1st fret on the 2nd beat, 2, and then you're back into the intro rhythm, 3, and then we do that little turnaround piece, 4, E, and. So the 2nd measure is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E, and. Now, these next 2 measures are the same as the first 2. Okay, bring up the next 4, and this is the 2nd half of the verse. And the vocal phrasing is a little different, but it's still the same idea, still the same motif, still the same melody. But if you look at the first one, for example, the melody doesn't start till the 2nd beat. So we're going to imply the intro again here, and we're going to go. and pluck the G and the E together, then the C, and then we're going to play the C with the 3rd fret, open 3, or just the 3rd fret, I'm sorry, and then the C string on the 3rd beat. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. Back to this C major 7 idea. And F hasn't changed at all. And this next measure is a little different again because the melody comes in on the and after the 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Like, these two are the most different. You start off, pluck the E and the G, C, E and the G. 3rd fret of the G is where a melody starts, and then play that with the open C, and then 3 again. Then 2nd fret, strum all the way through, but then just an F. We're not doing a pull off this time. 1 and grab that C on the offbeat. 1 and 2. And then we're doing that rhythm we were doing earlier, but you can see here we don't have a at the end. It's just 2 and 3 and 4 and. So these 4 together would be 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the entire verse from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have this turnaround. So we're going to start off and do that rhythm that we've been doing from the previous measure. 1st fret, open A, and then just the open A to do the melody. Pinky down on the 3rd fret and strum all the way through your F. 1 and 2 and 3. Lift the pinky up, just the A, put it back down. 1 and 2 and 3. Then we're getting up here. 7, 7, strum. Now this is a weird D9 chord. How am I playing it? I am 7th fret with my ring finger, 5 and 5 with my index, 7 with my middle finger. If you can find a more comfortable way to play this chord, rock and roll. It's not a fun chord to play, but we're just gonna play it. We're gonna go 4 and just down once, 4 and down, then roll over, grab the 5th fret, and then play the 7th fret on the bass, 5th fret of the E string, 5th fret of the bass this time, and then E, C, E. So you get 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. First 2 measures. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 E and Okay, so then you're gonna make a G, strum through with your thumb, and then grab just the 2nd fret. 3 and then 4th beat, or I'm sorry, then the 2nd beat, 2nd fret. 1 and 2, 3. 3rd beat all the way through. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 3 and 4, 5 and 5, 4 and 1, 2, open hammer 3, open G string, open E string, 2nd fret. 3 and 4 E and 3 and 4 and 1, and you're pulling to the open C because the open C is going to be the first beat of the next measure. So these three together would be 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and a 1. That's the turnaround. Now we're into the second verse. Second verse starts off familiar. This, you're playing that C from previous because it's pulled off, so it's do do do, and that open C right there. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now on the fourth beat, it's just one C major 7. The F is exactly the same. When we get to the next one, we've seen that exact measure before. So nothing really fancy, nothing really new there. The next, this is also the third verse, mind you. The second verse ends up being the exact same as the third verse. Now we're in the second half of the second verse. This measure looks very familiar again. This one's a little different because we have the second fret on the offbeat. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's nothing that should be shocking, but you're hitting that 2, then open C, and then 2, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're into the turnaround again, exactly the same as the first turnaround. Now we're into the chorus. You're going to pull off do, 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 and that open C is your 1, right? 4 and a 1. Make an F, strum all the way through. Pinky on the 3rd fret. Then make a G, strum all the way through with your thumb. Lift your middle finger and strum all the way through again, but then hammer on. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and. Make a C all the way through. And then 3 again. Open C string, open E string. Second hardest part in the song. Maybe the hardest depending if you are struggle with an E chord. It's going to be. So we're going to make this E shape, which is 1, 4, 0, 2. And I know you've probably never done this one. This was the first E that I played. I find it easier actually than this E, to be honest. So I played this shape a lot early on. Not a lot of people do. First fret with your index finger, pinky on the 4th fret, open E, 2nd fret with your middle finger. You're going to pluck your thumb on the 4th string, then you're going to pluck the G string with your thumb and the E and the A with your index and your middle finger. 3, 4. Make an E7 and pluck the same strings. This time the 2nd fret. 4 and to the F. And we're making this bass line move that goes. Okay. You could just strum down on an E here, like this shape. Then strum down on an E7. 3, 4, 1. But you lose a lot of that bounce. You lose a lot of the piano action by doing that. Measure 3 should look familiar. It's very similar to 1, a little different. You're going to get there with that bass. Do, do, do. When you get to the F, it's open C and the 1st fret together. Then strum through with your thumb. Pinky down on the 3rd fret. Make a G all the way through. Then pluck the 2nd fret. Lift up the middle finger all the way through. A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. C, E, 4, pluck, 2, pluck, boom. So we see that E move again. Second half of the chorus, and we're going to pretend like we're taking this back to the third verse, starts the same, but you're going to hit the offbeat. So you're going to go 1 and 2 and 1. Open A through the F, pinky on the 3rd fret to the G on the 3rd beat. Lift up the middle finger again and hammer on again. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2. All the way through on the C. The second beat, just open C, 3rd fret. Then we get our E move again. Pinky down, strum all the way through the F. Okay, now this you probably haven't seen before, or at least you haven't seen it in the song yet. Open 7, 7, 5. Just like your E flat shape. Up here with an open G, it's a G chord. 1. So that might seem really tricky, but it's a little easier than it looks. Strum through with your thumb, then hammer on and pull off 5 to 7, and then land on that 3rd fret on the 4th beat. So it's 3, 4. Four, middle finger on the 5th fret on the and, then move that up to this G shape up here, which is 7, 8, 7, making it a C chord. Strum through, then hit it again. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and. Then you go back to the second verse, which becomes the 3rd verse, play through the chorus again. And then the second time through the chorus, you just finish like that. So if you were to play through these 4 like you were finishing it, it would be. And then our song is done. Okay, so the whole chorus. Love it. Why don't we play through the whole song from the top? 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you go, folks. That is how you play Imagine in the chord melody style. Only one bar chord. That's the hardest part for me. I'm playing it well there for some reason. Maybe I gotta go through my thumb. Anyways, that's how you play it. I hope you dig it. Rock it out. Play it. Tag me at 10thumbspro on Instagram or TikTok. I'd love to see your covers of it. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Keep on rocking and rolling. Life is good. Monday for guitar. Wednesday, Saturday for ukulele. Take care.